Kurt Warner a $1 million fine. They lose a first round and a fourth-round draft pick. And Tom Brady not playing in the first 4 games of next season. Certainly that doesn't help their bid to get back to the Super Bowl and win yet another championship. Your initial reaction when you heard about this penalty?
Well, Dan, I think my initial reaction was just surprise that here's one of the greatest quarterbacks, one of the greatest players in our sport, and he's been handed a 4-game suspension for what the league believes is a situation where he tried to cheat or bend the rules or do something that gave him a competitive advantage. It just surprises you. It's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's just I'm surprised that it's come to this point. But I understand it. If you believe that he did something to get a competitive advantage, you compare it to maybe, PEDs where people try to get a competitive advantage over their opponents. 4-game suspension. I understand that. You can add in the fact of where the Patriots have been before as an organization. You can add in the fact that maybe Tom wasn't as forthcoming as a lot of people wanted him to be, and I think a lot of people judge that as being guilty, whether it means that or not. So I understand where the 4 games come from. I just have to say that just surprised overall.
Kurt, do you think it's fair? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of comparisons to other players and other incidents and other punishments levied by the NFL. Do you think it's fair that he gets 4 games for this? Obviously, heavy on integrity of the game in the Wells report and this letter from Troy Vincent to the Patriots.
I do. If you believe that he did it, I believe this is more than fair. I'm a guy that believes if you do something and to get a competitive advantage, that messes with the integrity of the game. And that, to me, is what this is all about, is that it's the precedent, not how much did the deflated balls help you. I have no idea. And everybody can point to that game and say, well, you guys killed Indy. It didn't matter in the end, so forget it. It's not that big a deal. But I do believe it's a big deal. I believe people want to watch our sport, want to watch the best players in our sport, and want to believe every time they go between those lines that it is a fair situation. It is a fair competition, and the best players and the guys we consider the best players in our game are the ones that play the best in the moment and win. And that, to me, is what is so great about sports and the message we want to send, not to just the fans of our league, but to young fans, to young kids that want to grow up to be like Tom Brady and other great players. That's what we have to look at it, and I believe that's where the punishment comes from. And again, a lot of circumstantial evidence, but if you believe he did it, I think this is more than fair as far as what the Patriots are giving up or what Tom Brady's given up in this situation.
This circumstance clearly about the preponderance of evidence. Our 2-time MVP and Super Bowl champion Kurt Warner just wants a level playing field, saying he thinks the punishment is just.